And I got this question popping up inside my head many times when I'm about to do something which my whole body's against. So for example, going out there for a run when you do not really feel like it, or waking up and work on your business when you do not really feel like it, and you shouldn't necessarily be doing that either, but you somehow set it for yourself, you know? Or just simply follow a strict diet and not to really take any breaks from that, despite of you're in a good shape, and you know, it's like there is nothing special with that. And this question, this voice is asking from me all the time that, hey brother, like, let's be honest over here, why are you doing that? Because you do not really see the results either, and why are you doing that? Because it's not easy, you do not see the results either. Why are you doing that? And so this question, for me, got an answer got a hugely satisfactory answer. And so I just got to realize that despite of me feeling this way and raising the question for myself of why am I doing these things, of why am I doing the hard things of Nofap, self-improvement, all the shit, you know, like reading, meditation, cold showers. Why are you sticking so strictly to those things? And so I would like to come up with the very specific example of running from my life. And I started running quite consistently almost a year ago, about like 10 months ago. Yeah, about 10 months ago. Maybe I'm getting close to 11. And since that, I got a very long period when I've been running pretty much every single day. I think that I'm approaching the fifth month that I've been running every single day. And so for a long time, this was my everything. This was my everything, running. Now I switched more like to my mental crafts, and I got back to my, so basically now my everything is not the business and not running, but reading. It's like my more with my spirit and with my mentals. I'm switching to that place. And so what have happened is that I just got to realize that, for example, before yesterday, I didn't really eat too much, and I've been able to just come out here and run this 3.5-4 kilometers so easily that it was like nothing. Yesterday I woke up, I got a quite good workout session done, and after that, by the end of the day, I come out here and I was running like so easily, you know, it's it's nothing. You know, I went back and I also went out to grocery shopping, you know, I came back, did meditation, been working on the business a bit. It's like, man, like crazy, bro, crazy. And so now today I came out here, despite of me not being the highest on energy today, and I got an attempt for 4K, or excuse me, 5K. And I was like, bro, like, this is good shit, you know, like I got people running on this course, and I was like, you know, like, and I was looking at myself, and man, like, this is good, like what you're doing is good, you know, like here are the results, you know, this thing works. And so this just raised the light bulb inside of my head, inside of my mind, that actually if you're working with something, and if you're working on something, that you would just simply get better at that shit. And so people might be criticizing monk mode out there, that, hey man, you're super strictly sticking with a few activities, and you're getting them done every single day, despite of anything. And now that you're getting them done, you can do other things too. But with monk mode, you are focusing on a few activities that you're getting done every single day. So, for example, my monk mode was for a year that waking up, working out, work, maybe gym, but mostly yoga. It's like I'm doing this exercise at bridges. That's one of my favorite exercises. After that, make some dinner, and meditate and eat, sleep. No, excuse me. Play the guitar and sing. So basically, when I'm framing my days, I'm always writing down. I'm always writing down the business side and the personal side. And on my personal side, I always have 5 things, and this had been going on since about more than a year now, like more than a year now. And so I'm focusing on a few things, and on those things, upon these things, I do not really have to focus upon. So basically, how it looks like: workout, video, read, meditation, and sing, and that's it. And these things are just so automatic and so much built inside of myself that however tired or however dead I'm feeling, like yesterday too, I was like dead by the end of the day. I was like dead. Yeah, like now I'm telling that I wasn't, exhausted after the. So it's a bit cold, so I have to jog a bit. I wasn't completely exhausted after running, but my body by the end of the day was like, bro, motherfucker, it's like, you're out, mother, you out, brother. It's like, you have to, you need to rest. And despite of that, I've been able to play for half an hour. It's like something is like so deeply embedded inside of me. The same thing with running. Like I cannot feel so freaking bad not to be able to come out here and run my fees over there. And what I wanted to tell over here is that I don't really have to focus upon those activities, and I'm getting them done every single day. And now that I'm not even focusing upon them, I do not really have any kind of reference point. For example, with my songs, I'm doing jamming pretty much. I'm doing jamming, and I'm not really listening back to them. It's basically very rarely. And so when I'm listening back to them, I'm like, motherfucker, like, you've been evolving so very much, and I'm getting happy all the time. And the same thing with running, and it's like, I'm not really looking at, I'm not really, measuring my phases. I just run, and I'm just getting better. The same thing with reading. So for example, me, basically my business, a big chunk of my business, of my activities, which I chose to build my business this way, is that I have to build processes. And I started to think about how can I market more and automatize more rather than having to call more. So obviously, like this is how this whole thing works. It's like you're only selling because you do not know how to market, and you're only marketing because you do not know how to build a product. Like fucking simple as this. And so yes, honestly, I do not know how to build a product yet. I mean, I'm working on it, so therefore I will be able to build a product in the future. Getting back to the main point over here is that since then, I've been blessed to grow with thinking and considering and going through thought experiments, especially, but more specifically to be able to phrase, to have a big chunk of information and distill it, to boil it down to the basics. And so now that I'm reading and now that I'm writing like a huge piece, like a page long piece, and I'm like distilling that shit for back to 12 sentences, man. It's like back to 12 sentences, and all the words, it's like to get it. So for example, like I had times when I was working like 30 or 40, even maybe an hour on a paragraph, brother. I mean like 12 sentences. And since English is not my first language, I'm trying to improve it as much as I humanly possibly can, and especially with the phrasing and the sentence structure, and especially with the words, to find words as exact as I humanly possibly can to describe that scenario or to be able to transfer that information. And so since I've been doing these, I call it tinkering in my business, I got to this point where I'm like, man, like now me being able to put these sentence structures together, I just simply see order. I just simply see. Before that, I was like writing. I was like, bro, like I've been writing 6 fucking pages today. But like 6 pages of bullshit, bro. It's like 6 pages, and out of the 6 pages, you've got like half page. But like now I'm writing little, but like putting everything into that shit. And so in this regard, I've been blessed to grow so much too. And this is a principle that I wanted to highlight in this video, that now that I'm doing all these things, now that I'm since this monk mode and this mentality, I'm doing these things this way, and I have these habits, I do not really focus upon them. I do not really see the actual growth, because I'm doing them every single day, and the I would say the change is very, very incremental. And so since this, I do not really see that, and I just simply have this tendency to think of myself that I'm at one place. I'm at one place because I'm not indulging all of these exciting new endeavors all the time of starting a new business every single day, but I'm keeping with the boring same shit and starting to reframe that thing, so therefore I can find the best solutions, and upon the best solutions, and so on and so forth. And so this is a principle that I wanted to highlight over here, that because we just simply got the tendency to miss upon this thing, since, hey man, I'm not growing so much, so therefore I'm supposed to be giving up. And no, brother, no, it doesn't work like that. And whatever you're doing, or whatever your journey might be, just do that thing, and keep on doing that thing. Because again, think about that. There's a thing, it is called a dip, and there is also a book by Seth Godin about the dip, which describes the actual this is like an occurrence, if you will, so that in the very beginning we just simply have this huge growth. So for example, the very first 20 hours, you're just simply able to learn so much that it's like maybe 80% of the craft you're learning in the first 20 hours, or at least this is how it feels like. Perhaps these are the most important things, the fundamental things. But the thing that is actually giving you the growth, the depth, and the actual competence, the circle of competence regarding to those things, is when you are putting in the work. So for example, with the guitar, you are learning the chords in a month, under not even maybe not. Yeah, let it be a month. Like you're learning 12 chords. Yeah, like 12 chords, majors, minors. Maybe you can go for 25, maybe you can go for the 24, but let's just stick with the basics, like 12 chords. And so you're like, bro, 12 chords, I can learn that under a month. And after that, what? Like, I know the bass, you know, I can play any song on earth. Okay, bro, but you still do not know the scales. You still do not know how to put those things together. You still do not know how to switch your... like, there's so many things that you still do not know, but you can play the guitar. So for an outsider, it's like, you can fucking play the guitar after a month. And maybe someone who's been playing for 10 fucking years cannot... definitely he can play the chords better than you, but not so much better that it would make like such a huge of a difference. And so this is the thing, that if you haven't been able to become like a lifer in one craft, then it means then you will not be able to understand this, and you think that the proper course of action is supposed to be that you are just growing so fast all the time. Perhaps not. It's like slow. So keep on doing those things, brothers, because this is how the shit works. I just needed to talk about this principle because this is a huge motive currently in my life, and needed to share this with you. Love.